Booyah. We are in record mode. All right, man. I hope that you enjoyed a little Kanye West there as we were kicking off the call. If you haven't checked out the new record, give it a look. It's awesome. And good to have you guys on tonight. Grab a notepad. If you don't have, most of you guys know now to come to Tuesday Night Team Talk with a notepad. If you don't have one on you, go ahead and grab one. You're going to want to take some notes. No way you're going to be able to remember everything that I'm going to coach on tonight. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to want to do. I would highly recommend that you start keeping a journal of all the notes. So if you're a notepad person, just keep one notepad that's like dedicated to Tuesday Night Team Talks or journals. Or if you like to, if you're a laptop person, just keep a file, for notes for Tuesday Night Team Talks. Because I'll tell you why. It's interesting. Historically, I'm not a very organized person. But whenever I would go to seminars, I would always take, journals so that I could take notes and stuff in. And now here I am like 10, 15, 20 years later that I still have those journals that I can go back to that have amazing nuggets. Like I didn't even realize sometimes back then the level of wisdom and knowledge and skill that I was getting from really high level coaches and how it would play into my life for years to come. And so I'm really grateful that I still have those notes. And I recommend that you become the kind of person that doesn't just take notes, but that you take copious notes, that you're highly attentive, and that you write them in such a way that when you go back to them in years to come, they will not only inspire you, but inform the way you do your business. Some of them are going to inform the way you do life. And so hold on, the book of Proverbs talks about like wisdom and knowledge, and it equates it to things like rubies and diamonds and pearls and very, very valuable things. A lot of times, we consider stuff to be valuable. The book of Proverbs considered knowledge and wisdom to be very valuable. And so I hope that you'll write this stuff down and hold on to it, because we're going to talk about 4 pretty important things. If you want a brief outline, you can click on the chat. If you're on a mobile device, just like touch your screen with your finger and then touch the chat. If you're on a computer, whenever you move your mouse, the chat's at the bottom, and you'll see that I have an agenda there for you guys tonight. These are the 4 things that we're going to cover. Now, they may seem to jump around a little bit, like from item to item, but I think that if you go back and think clearly and put your mind, you're going to see how one impacts the next and how important these things are together as a foundation. So before we get into all that, though, I've got 4 giggly ladies from the Kannapolis, North Carolina area that I want to bring onto the call real quick. So somebody unmute that phone. There we go. All right. So who am I seeing? Let me see if I can bring you guys into primary view. I'm going to pin your video so we can see you guys. All right, Allie. Talk to me and tell me what it is that you guys just attended so everybody can hear.
Hey, everybody. So it was a leadership celebration dinner. Alan came up from Florida, and there are 5 of us ladies in the car who have all reached the status of director, and a couple other qualifications that qualify you to go to a leadership dinner. But it was an awesome opportunity to be with, we were actually with another team that's in North Carolina that's about an hour and a half away from us. And Alan came up and did the dinner for us. And it was amazing. It was a recognition and celebration dinner, but also we got a lot of tips and training points and a lot of new insight on how to finish the year with a bang.
That's awesome. I think the newest director in that car is Leslie Fitzpatrick. So let me hear from Leslie. Leslie, what was like maybe one of the number 1 takeaways you got out of that dinner
tonight? Can I turn on the light, Dana? Okay. Is that bothering you, Dana? Okay. So I don't want her to wreck the car. Sorry. So I would say the biggest thing was just seeing a lot of different people, different strategies that people use. So that was really interesting and just helpful to hear from different people. This is what works for me. So there are a lot of good ideas I heard for the first time tonight that I definitely can take away and try myself.
What would be one
and it was just
strategy you might, what would be one strategy you might share with us that somebody could try?
So Dana actually was sharing that she really focuses on the health aspect with the products when she's talking to people, because that's not really, I mean, of course I've been focusing just on the products, but I really haven't been like expressing the urgency of like, you need to quit using what you're using now. That's bad for you. You need to switch over. So I liked hearing that idea. And just other, people talking about how they share with different people. And there were some brand new customers in the room as well that were stating their goals, like they've just signed up and they're saying, I'm going to go out this month. I'm going to get at least 10 people. That's my goal for this month. So that fresh, perspective, and to see like, okay, they're fired up, just getting that energy from the room was great.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys had an amazing time. You tell Dana that I said, do not wreck that car. Five of my top leaders are in that car. Do not wreck that car. Oh, man. I absolutely love every one of those ladies. Phenomenal leadership team over in the Kannapolis, North Carolina area. And we've got some other areas that are really starting to pop right now. Dave Williams, his group right here in Cleveland. He just promoted a personally enrolled director in the month of September. Got some great stuff going on. Also, Robert Meinerich out in Oregon is, man, popping like like Pop Rocks right now, baby. You guys remember Pop Rocks we used to use when we were a kid? They just go off. That's what's happening in Team Oregon right now. So it's very exciting. All right, grab that notepad and that pen and let's jump in. We're going to talk about four main points tonight. Number one, we're going to talk about one reason why people may not be joining your business. I'm also going to give you guys, sort of a conversation. You could call it a script, but we'll call it a conversation that you could have that has enrolled over 1 million prospects in this industry. I know this to be true because a few years ago, Robert Meinerich and I actually had the privilege of sitting in a session with a woman who is one of the top recruiters in the history of network marketing industry. She personally has enrolled thousands and thousands of people and taught this strategy to her teams that have put millions of people in the business. And so it's a proven script. It's one that you can use and add to your arsenal. The number 3 thing we're going to touch on is the missing piece of the prospecting puzzle. The missing piece of your prospecting puzzle. And then number 4, we're going to talk about the number 1 reason you may be sabotaging your own success and what to do about it. So it's going to be a great conversation tonight. All right, number 1. Let's talk about why people may not be joining your business. Now, when I say that, that could apply to some of you who are like, Nate, man, I can't get nobody to join my business. Like nobody is saying yes. And then some of you may have gone through a season where you had some people join your business and now you're having a tough time getting people to say yes. You're about to figure out why that is, okay? Write this down. How people respond to you has nothing to do with the script that you're using. It has nothing to do with the script. Now, you just heard Leslie say that they learned some different strategies that different people are using. Key word, different. That's the key word, different. Not everyone uses the same strategy. Sometimes I'll give out a script and people are like, hey, can you say that again? And I'm like, what was it that I just said? And I'm like trying to recollect, my words. And they're like, I'm trying to write all this down because they want the words. Now, I'm not saying that words are not important. Words are important. But I'm telling you guys, it's not the script. It has not nearly as much to do with the script. And here's the rest of what you need to write down. It has everything to do with the respect and the rapport in the relationship. If you don't know how to spell rapport, it's R-A-P-P-O-R-T. R-A-P-P-O-R-T. It has virtually nothing to do with the script. It has everything to do with the relationship and the rapport. Now, many of you guys have said things to me like, Nate, I can't talk like you talk. I don't have the oral skills that you do. You're so good with words. You're this and that. Well, I got news for you. The people that really like me and I have a great relationship when they respect me, I recruit them very easily. And the people that don't respect me or I don't have a pre-existing rapport with, I don't recruit them that easily. I am in the exact same boat that every one of you guys are. I'm going to prove it. I literally have met people in this industry that don't even have a high school education. They don't have proper diction. They don't use proper English. They misuse their pronouns. Some of them kind of talk like this. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, dude, I'm telling you guys, you take two guys from Podunk Holler, backwoods, and if there's trust between them, the deal is done. Take two people from the most low-income trailer park in your town, and if there is respect and rapport between the two of them, the deal is done. Take two people who have perfect diction, perfect English, perfect speaking skills, and if they don't have rapport and respect for each other, the deal is not done. You can take a person from a very high estate and a high station in life and someone from a lowly station in life, and if they have found a way to bridge the gap and to respect one another, the deal is going to get done. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying to you? It does not have anything to do with the script. It has to do with the way you connect with that other human being. I had one of my coaches, Ray Higdon. I heard him say years ago, and it blew me away. And I was like, yes, so much yes, that is true. Here's what he said. He said, your relationship pool prior to your involvement in network marketing, like how you've taken care of and built and fostered relationships, it will either reward you or it will punish you in your network marketing business. It will either reward you or it will punish you in your network marketing business. If you are a person who has burned bridges in the past, this industry is going to punish you for that. If you are a person who is constantly changing your circle of influence and you don't take care of relationships, this industry is going to punish you for that. If you are a hermit that stays inside and counts jelly beans all day and you don't go out and meet people, this industry is going to punish you for that. If you are kind and friendly and build relationships and do good by people, this industry is going to reward you for that. Now, pause. Some of you just found out why people are not joining your business. And some of you found out why people joined you in the early stages, but are not joining you now. What you have realized in this conversation is your circle of influence is too small. You are actually a really great person, and you have some people that really like you and trust you, and you have good rapport. You just don't have enough of them. You just don't have enough of them. That's all it is. When I got started, I didn't have enough of them either. Now, I had a choice to make. Choice number one, I just don't know enough people. I'm just not cut out for this industry. I don't think it's going to work for me. You know, people like me just aren't successful. I should probably quit. I'm going to go home and eat worms. Now, that was one option. Or another option was, hey, I don't know enough people. I need to go out and meet some people. There's some relationships that I haven't taken care of in a while. Maybe I should take care of them. There's some people that I've not reconnected with. Maybe I need to reconnect. Hey, how you doing? What's going on with you in your world? How's the wife? How's the kids? How's the dog? Life good? How you been, man? Some of you guys are going to have to go back and take care of some relationships. Some of you need to build new ones. You need to find ways to get involved with something new. If you don't go to church, go to church. If you are not involved in some sort of a civic organization, that might be a good place to go in to meet people. Be careful that you don't get too sucked into the suck zone, because they'll want you volunteering for everything coming and going. Only volunteer for some of it. You be in charge. Be there with something to give. I'm not saying go there with just something to get. That's not fair. That's not ethical. But also, don't go there ready to lay everything about your life on the line while you and your family go broken into poverty. So go there with something to give, but also go there with something to get, which is some relationships that could turn into some good mutually beneficial business relationships down the road. Does that make sense to you guys? And I know you caregivers, you'll join something like that, and the next thing you know, they're getting 118,000% of your time. And every time they need somebody to walk the dog, oh, I'll walk the dog. And every time they need somebody to get there early to make coffee, oh, I'll get there early to make coffee. And you'll go headlong in. So be careful. But get involved. Find ways to broaden your sense of connection with people. How about this? William Isley, he probably knows more about Volkswagen Beetles than anybody I know. That dude knows, some guys are into different kinds of cars. I was a Fiero guy. He's a Volkswagen Bug guy. He can tell you everything about every year and all the different models and which ones to buy and which ones to stay clear from. If I'm William, I get on Facebook and I join every single Volkswagen Facebook group that there is. And I start making friends and having real conversations and connecting with those people. And the ones that I connect with, well, I add them as Facebook friends. I don't go for the jugular to sign them up because this is a long-term play. But I start now with 6 months from now in mind. Does that make sense to you guys? So if you're into archery, go join some archery groups. If you're into comic books, go join some comic book groups. If you're into makeup, go join some makeup groups. If you're into a particular author or some sort of literature, go join those groups. If you're into some sort of niche music, go join those groups. Find ways to reach out and be sociable and to connect with people. And I'm telling you guys, when you're prospecting people, the script that you use and the words that you say, unless you're dealing with just like totally cold market, it just has very little to do with your closing ratios. Your closing ratios has to do with how connected you are to the person that you're talking about. Now, so what do you do about it? If you have really, write this down, if you have really great, solid rapport and respect, then almost anything will work. Write that down because you need to know it and you need to believe it in your gut. If you've got great respect with that person, it almost doesn't matter what you say. It almost doesn't. When my buddy Brandon called me up about Melaleuca, he could have said, hey, dude, we're selling toe jam. And I'd have said, I'm in. I mean, when the relationship is that tight, like 99.9% of the time, they're in. So if you have a solid rapport and respect with them, you can use the nutrition approach. You can use, oh my goodness, you're dying of cancer and don't know it approach. You can use, hey dude, we're going to make some money approach. You can use, hey man, I just found something cool and we can spend some more time together. Come do it with me. You can use almost any approach if the respect and the rapport is strong. Now, what if you don't have a really close respect or rapport with a person? Then you want to lean into the product. Okay? If you don't have really great rapport and respect with the person, don't lean into the business model, lean into the product. If you have a negative rapport with a person, maybe there's somebody in your town and they know you're doing network marketing and they already hate network marketing, then you want to lead only with the product. If you go to talk to them, you don't even want to talk about the business. You don't even want to talk about network marketing. And when they say, David, I see you coming, man. I already know what you're doing. I'm not interested. You know what, Bob? I knew that you would be interested, and that's why I actually already marked you off my list as a business partner. But you know what? You need to check out these products. Lead only with the product, okay? So to that note, let's move to number 2, and let's talk about this conversation or this script that has enrolled over 1,000 products, over 1,000 prospects, a million prospects in this industry, okay? And it's 3 points. Point number 1, point number 2, and point number 3. Here's a great approach to start off with somebody. And again, this is just an approach, guys. There are other approaches. I've given you other scripts in the past. Tonight, Leslie told you about an approach that she's been learning from Miss Dana that's working there. So you can apply different ones. This is just one that has worked to put over 1 million people into network marketing. It's got a proven track record. So number one in the conversation, you could start off by talking to somebody. If you want to lead in with the business, if you're wanting to lead in with somebody you have rapport with, you could say, hey man, I just got a question. Are you satisfied with what you're doing right now for a living? Like, are you really happy with it? And listen, are you satisfied, with the direction things are going? And listen to them. And whether they say yes or no, you're listening with a discerning ear and an open heart. But whether they say yes or no, you finish number one. This is the extension of point number one. Man, do you think that you're going to end up, like 10, 15, 20 years down the road, do you think that you're going to end up where you want to be if you stay on this trajectory? That's a really thought-provoking question, isn't it? Like, if your life stays, basically what you're saying is, in kind words, if you keep doing what you're doing right now, where are you going to be in 10 years? If you're doing exactly what you're doing right now and your life stays on the current trajectory, what's going to change? So, hey man, are you satisfied with what you're doing right now? Or are you happy with the way life's going? Like, with the job and career and all that, like, are you really happy with the results? Do you think you're going to end up where you want to be if you stay on this trajectory? That's a great introductory conversation, you guys. It's literally like a can opener. It is. And if you listen, and if you're not trying to pounce, but you're really listening with a discerning ear and an open heart, you're going to find out that you just opened Pandora's box with a whole bunch of people. Maybe not everyone, but most people, you just opened Pandora's box, and you better be ready. And some of them, you might want a box of tissue with you just in case, because you're going to find out that some of them are not happy, and they are not going to end up where they want to be if they stay on this trajectory. Okay. Number two, ready? Point number two. Well, dude, listen, do you have like a plan to change things? That's number two. Do you have a plan to change things? And you know what you're going to find out? Very few of them have a plan. And the ones who think they have a plan, most of them, it's a really bad plan. There are very few people that have a solid plan. I don't talk to very many people, as all of you are putting me on three-way calls, or as I prospect or have these conversations with people. If I ask them, hey, do you have a plan to change things? They either don't have a plan, or I'm sitting there going, like just biting my knuckles, man. Serious up. Because they do not have a good plan. They got a bad plan, and it's not going to work in most cases. I had a kid today in Snapchat who told me that his plan was he's going to invest in, he's like all about Bitcoin. He's like, I'm going to invest in Bitcoin and I'm going to get rich. And I'm like, okay, you're not 18 years old yet. You can't invest. And the conversation, Robert, you would have got a kick out of it. Conversation, kid knows absolutely nothing about Bitcoin. All he knows is some stories that he heard about some people that got in before it erupted, and then some of them that got lucky, right? But that's like the Wild West. Dude's going to go broke, I promise you, because he has no knowledge of investing or how markets work. And so that's a great question to ask you guys. Do you have a plan to change them? And here's the third thing. This is point number 3, and this is powerful. This is really powerful because it goes right in, but it also gives them an out. And that's important. Here we go. Ready? Hey, Tiffany, what I'm about to show you, it may not be for you, although I think that you'll probably like the product because most people do. Write that down. What I'm about to show you may not be for you, although I think you're probably going to like the product because most people do. I love that. That's a phenomenal line. What I'm about to show you may not be for you. I heard, I gave somebody on our team a script that had that line sort of like, what I'm about to show you may not be for you, or, hey, I don't know if what I'm doing is for you or not. And I had another leader that told them that that's a weak line and that they should never use it. And it was a leader on some other team. They said, I didn't know what I was talking about. Let me tell you about that leader. They don't know psychology. That leader doesn't know psychology. They just know what somebody taught them in an MLM chop shop show somewhere. That is beautiful psychology, my friends, from a lady who has made tens of millions of dollars. What I'm about to show you may not be for you. Do you see what it did? It pulls them close. I'm about to show you, which pulls them close, may not be for you, pushes them away. So you've got them by the collar while you're pushing them away. Do you feel that? Hey, what I'm about to show you, it may not be for you, although I think you're probably going to like the product because most people do. Some folks say, oh, dude, you're going to love the product. They may not. I think, hey, you know, although you're probably going to like the product because most people do. There's so much psychology in that line, you guys. Delivered the right way, it's very powerful. It gets you in. It can get you into a relationship where you don't have a lot of respect and rapport necessarily. This is a great business conversation that can work with people that you've just met. You could be sitting at the airport grabbing a sandwich up at the bar. You could be standing in line, at the grocery store and the cashier broke and you've got a few minutes to have a conversation. Hey, what do you do for a living? You work around here. What do you do? Oh, cool. How long you been doing that? What do you like best about it? Well, it pays the bills. Huh. So let me ask you, Bob, I mean, are you satisfied with what you're doing? Are you happy? Like if you keep doing what you're doing right now, is it going to get, where you want to be on this trajectory? And if he says, no, probably not. Well, do you have a plan? You got like a backup plan or anything to change things? Bob, I got something I'd love to show you. May not be for you, although I think that you probably like the product because most people do. When could we could exchange some phone numbers and maybe get together where I could share with you? That's a very powerful script, you guys. And it's enrolled a lot of people in this industry. It works really, really well with especially warm and lukewarm market. So practice that one. Give it a try. Put it in your arsenal along with maybe some of the other things that you've been trying. Okay? Now, let's talk about the missing piece of the prospecting puzzle. This is on to number 3, the missing piece of the prospecting puzzle. I'm going to tell you what it is. For most of you, for almost all of you, this is the missing piece. Are you ready? I've talked about it before, but I really want to underscore and enunciate it tonight. The missing piece of the prospecting puzzle for most of you guys is your posture. And I'm not talking about your spine. I'm not talking about a spinal alignment. I'm talking about internal alignment. I'm talking about the way you talk to people, the posture that's there. Now, let me be very clear what posture is not. Posture is not ego. So please don't go away from this tomorrow and go out and start sprouting your peacock feathers in the marketplace, acting like, hey, Nate said I need to have some posture, and I'm the man, I'm the woman, hear me roar. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? If you do that, you're going to make a lot of people not like you. So that's not what we're talking about here. So let me tell you what posture is. What posture is your confidence in your opportunity. It's your confidence in your opportunity. And so I'm going to give you a few things here really quickly. You can write them down if you want. I would recommend it. That hopefully will fan the flames of inspiration and confidence in this business. Guys, we got a lot of companies out there saying they're the greatest thing in the history of the world. They've been around 2 or 3 years. They've barely done maybe a few $1 million in sales. That's not that hard to do. The last network marketing team that I built, just my team alone did 50 million in sales in 1 year. Just my organization. That's more than what some entire companies do. In fact, at that point in time, my team was doing 250% more than what the company was doing when I first joined. And so this company, Melaleuca, has been around for 35 years almost, 3.5 decades. Do you think that they know what they're doing? Do you think that they've been across some hurdles? Do you think that they've learned from some mistakes? Yes, you can have confidence in this company. Guess what? They're doing $2.3 billion a year in sales. Write that down. $2.3 billion. They've paid out more than $5 billion in commissions. Do you understand that our company has paid more in commissions to the field than most network marketing companies have ever even earned in their history? Seriously, in their history. I know a company right now that is, I think they're in the top 25 list. They're in the top 25 list that has not yet generated as much in sales as Melaleuca has paid in commissions. That should give you some confidence in what we're doing. Our CEO, write this down, 217th richest man in the world, number 217 on the Forbes list. I'm writing this down not only so that having you write this down so that you will have confidence, but so that when you're talking to people and they're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. That's one of those things. Oh, really, Bob? Let me tell you a little bit about the company that I'm working with. And in fact, before Bob even has a chance to poo-poo on my deal, I usually go in with the macros way ahead of time. So whenever I get that chance to chat, I say, hey man, tell me a little bit about you. You know, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the company that I'm partnered with. Our company's 3.5 decades old. We're doing $2.3 billion a year in sales right now. We've paid out over $5 billion to the field. By the way, our CEO, who's been the CEO from the beginning, he's on the Forbes list. So you can go check him out. His personal net worth is $3.1 billion. He's the 217th wealthiest man on the planet. So we actually have really good infrastructure and amazing backbone. By the way, all 450 products that we sell, we manufacture right here in the good old United States. How many of you, when you just hear me say those things, even if you've heard them before, how many of you, when you hear me say them, it inspires confidence in you? Yeah. Guess what? I already knew them, but me just saying them inspired confidence in me because it reiterates to me how great of an opportunity we have and how great our company is, how strong it is. Do you know how many networkers have had incomes pulled out from underneath their feet in this industry? I'm one of them. I've had it happen multiple times by companies that were incompetent, just incompetent at the highest level. There is a level of competency with Melaleuca that should allow you to have confidence so that when you're going out and you're prospecting your friends tomorrow, you do not need to be shy. You do not need to be nervous. You do not need to be scared. You don't need to worry about, well, what if they ask me if it's one of those things? You can walk with confidence, and that's where your posture comes from. How many of you will admit that you believe that sometimes posture has been a thing that's cost you some business? Or maybe it's cost you from picking up the phone. Some of you have lost business because you never even picked up the phone to get started. So this posture that you have, it's going to help you guys, okay? Let's move on to number 4. Number 1 reason why you might be sabotaging your success, okay? Posture is, it sabotages our success from the perspective of I'm weak, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to approach this person. But even once we cross that hurdle, there's another hurdle that happens internally, and that is this. Some of you are sabotaging your recruiting efforts because you either are unclear or you feel overwhelmed on how to lead that new person. Anybody ever felt that? I'd rather not recruit because if I do, like I really want to because I really want to make the money, but once I recruit them, what do I do with them? And you get all puckered about it. You're like, oh, I think I need to go put another load of laundry in. I'm going to lay my list down. I'll be back. And we go do the load of laundry. And then we come back and we look at the list and we start sweating a little bit. And we're not sure, like, man, if I get these people started, like, what do I do with them? And then, like, they're going to say yes. And, then where do I send them? And, what if they don't get successful? And what if they're mad at me because they don't get successful? Oh my goodness, what if they don't like the product? I need to wash the dishes. I'll be back to my list in a minute. Let me go wash the dishes. And so we go and we wash the dishes. And then we're like, let me see her. Evelyn, no. She'll probably say no. Melanie's probably out with the kids. Daryl, he didn't like me to call him, like usually between the time he wakes up and the time he goes to bed. I think I need to feed the dog. That's what I'll be back to my list in a minute. And we go through, y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Robert's cracking up because he knows. Hey, I'm telling the truth. This is what y'all do, people. So here's the thing. All you need is a clear path to run on. That's all you need. You just need to know what you're going to do with them when you get them started. How many of you would like to know what to do when you get somebody started? I'm going to tell you right now so that you no longer have an excuse to self-sabotage because you're afraid you're not going to know what to do when you get a new person started in business. How many of you want to launch new people successfully? You want to do a good job launching them. I know that you do, but I also want to absolve you for just a minute. Now, y'all know me. I'm all in. Like whatever you need, I'm in. You need a three-way call, I'm in. You need me to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do a three-way call, I'm in. You need me to like step out of class, I'm in. You need me to get up off the piano in the middle of church, I'm in. Well, not quite that much, but y'all know what I'm saying. Pretty close, pretty close. I am all in for you. I want to see you guys win. And I want to set you up for success. Some of these things are not that hard to get over, but there's so many, it's like clogging of the arteries. And I know because I was there, man. I've been there. I have self-sabotaged for months in a row before in this industry. And I don't want you to struggle that way. So let's talk about what you need to do with a brand new person day one. Day one. Let's talk about getting a new person started. And let me absolve you. This is where I was going. I want to absolve you to let you know it is not your obligation to make somebody else successful. I want to make Robert successful, but at the end of the day, that's on him. I want William to be successful, but at the end of the day, it's on him. I want Allie to crush it, but at the end of the day, it's on her, right? Every single person that we bring in, we will do our very best to help them. But then we also need to remember that if they don't have success, that's not our fault. They made an entrepreneurial decision. But let's also be well equipped to give them our best shot. So here's what you're going to do on day one when you get a brand new person that wants to get into business with you. They want to build a Melaleuca business. Number one, take them into Melaleuca.com and show them the website. Take them in, show them around. You've already helped them set up their account and place their first order. Once they're done placing that first order, you've got to get them into the website and start showing them around. Here are the 3 key places that you need to take them first. Number one, the foundations video. The foundations video sells them on the ethos of our company and our culture. It teaches them who we are and what we're all about. And the bait is, if they don't watch it, they can't get the double pace setter bonuses as they move through the ranks. Watch a 20-minute video, they can double their bonuses. That's a pretty sweet deal. Second thing that you need to do is you need to walk them through Learn to Earn. Take them to Learn to Earn. Get them to click on it. Get them to click on the first 2-minute video. Sit there and watch it with them, even if you're over the phone. Sometimes people are like, well, what if I ain't with them? Yeah, guys, you don't have to be with them. Just listen to it over the phone with them. Just sit there in silence and just say, hey, go ahead and click that. I'll just sit right here. Oh, you don't have to stay on here with me all day. No, it's okay. You go ahead and click it. I'm right here filing my nails. You go ahead and watch that video. And we make sure that they watch it. And then it opens up all those other Learn to Earn videos, and we explain to them what Learn to Earn is. That's the second thing. The third place that you want to take them on day one are the 7 critical activities. 7 critical activities. Easy to find in your in the business center under reports and tools. And you want to share those 7 critical activities with them and get them to read through that. Wonderful information. Those are the first 3 places you're going to take them. Here's the second thing you're going to do, okay? You're going to welcome them to the Facebook groups. If they're just a customer, put them in the Melaleuca Shopping Club info group. Melaleuca Shopping Club info. Add them to the group. Wait a little while. Once they've been accepted into the group, which means you've got to communicate with them, you go in and say, hey guys, I want everybody to give a great big shout out to my brand new friend, Tiffany. She's new to the shopping club. Shout out below, a big welcome and some of your favorite products. And then people will get on there and start commenting, and it'll blow up her phone like crazy, right? Somebody commented on this post that you're tagged in. And that's what we want. We want them to see it, and we want them to see all these people listing the great products. Now, if they're going to be on the team and they want to make some money, then you add them to the Freedom Force. You add them to the Freedom Force, put a picture of them, grab their profile picture or a really great picture out of their Facebook account, add them to the group, make sure that they've accepted it. They have to accept the invitation. Once they do, put that picture up there. Hey guys, this is Susan Johnston. She's one of my friends. She's an awesome lady. You know, she's this, she's that, and the other. Please give her a great big, you know, Melaleuca welcome to the Freedom Force. And then we can all go in there, and everybody needs to like and everybody needs to comment so that it blows up and makes people feel welcome. Be careful that you don't only comment on leaders, and be careful that you don't only comment on people on your team. I need you commenting on the people that are not leaders, that did not get a rank promotion, people that are brand new that you don't know. I need you to get on there and like and comment. We need to raise them into the culture immediately and make them feel warm and accepted. So make sure you put your people in the Facebook groups. The next thing you're going to do is you need to do a 3-way call with at least 3 teammates. With at least 3 teammates. It's not enough just to do it with your upline. If you just do it with your upline, that doesn't really feel enough like a welcome. That feels like we're trying to hurry up and get you to do something so you can make us money. That's what that feels like. So introduce them around, man. Put them on the phone with me. Put them on the phone with one of the other leaders in your line. Go up above me. If there's a leader up above me that you like, you know, Ernest, Kevin, Heather, Alan, Scott Falani, I mean, any of those people. If there's another leader that you think would connect with them well, by all means, you can reach right past me. Not a problem for me at all. You don't ever have to ask my permission. This is your business. I'm here to empower you and to help you. This is not about me and my ego. I want to help you guys. So use whoever you need to reach out to, even cross-line, to introduce people into the team. And then here's the 4th thing that you need to do on their first day in the business. First 24 hours, you need to schedule their strategy session with a leader. If you enrolled them, you don't need to do the strategy session. I enroll my personally enrolled people. I don't do their strategy sessions. I see that Josie is on here. When Josie did her strategy session, I put her on with Alan Gazzino. Alan did her strategy session, and I walked around the grocery store on speakerphone listening to it. You can build this business from anywhere. It's a beautiful thing. You guys get that? So make sure you lead them around the website to those places. Welcome them into the Facebook group. Make sure you 3-way call them in to at least 3 different people on the team to say, hey, how's it going? Welcome aboard. And then number 4, make sure that you schedule that planning session with them. Okay, now that's some heavy stuff. That's a lot. I want to take some time for you guys to reflect. And if there are any questions about anything that hit you, or any challenges, or any clarifications, something that I can help you with. Maybe some of what I just coached you on hit a challenge spot that you're struggling with right now. Give me some feedback. Let me hear from you. Are there questions that you have that I can help you with?
Hey, Nate, could I say something real fast?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just in regards to the posture thing, I wanted to let you roll through it, but I did want to say 2 other things about the company and just like what we've noticed. And one is the amazing customer service. We had a whoops on our order the other day. I put all of the things that come up at the end that you can add to your cart. I added them into the cart because there was like 3 things that we already had in our cart and it was a better deal. And then I went back to our cart and got rid of the things that we already had in there, you know, and then I placed the order, and somehow in the process of doing all that, I got those promos out of the cart somehow on accident. I sent them an email and they called Jamie. Was it today?
Yeah, they called me this morning.
They called her today and they said, we're so sorry that happened to you. We want to make that right. We're going to go ahead and ship you all 3 of those products and not charge you any shipping. Like they just like took care of it for us, and we still ended up with the promo deal and got all the products that we needed. So every time we've ever called into them for anything, their customer service has been amazing. If there was like, I know my mom got started. They put the coffee next to the dryer sheets and it smelled a little weird. They sent her a brand new coffee free of charge. Like we've had some things like that, and their customer service is absolutely incredible, better than I've seen with pretty much any company I've ever dealt with even outside of the industry. number one. And then number two, they have 100% money back guarantee. Like, that does not happen everywhere. So
Amazing.
throw those two things on the list too.
Those are awesome. And there may be some more. If some of you guys can think of some other things that inspires that posture and confidence, feel free to shout them out. Anybody, leaders, can you think of questions that maybe someone might be thinking about, but they're too shy to ask, or maybe later on they're going to be, oh, I wish I would have asked that. Anything that you guys can think of?
You know, I think sometimes the follow up with our customers is really important. That they know that we're in it for them also, and we love to have feedback from them. I know that I had a customer that had reached out to me about a product that they got, I believe, and was saying how much they liked it. And here's the thing: it was about a product that I had no clue about. I mean, you know, we have over 450 products, and we're not product specialists. We don't know everything about every product there is. So when a customer can tell us that they're really pleased with the product that they have, I think that it's real important that we acknowledge them that thanks for the information. I had no clue, and I'm going to put that in my cart, and I'm going to try it.
That's cool. I like that. Letting the customer lead us in our buying experience.
Absolutely, because I don't know one of us who knows everything about everything.
No doubt. No doubt, man. I mean, you know, there's a lot of times where, you know, people on the team will say, well, hey, Nate, I want to try this. You know, what do you think? And if it's a strategy that I've never done before, then I'll always say, hey, test and track. You know, test, market it, and track the results. I've never done it that way. Doesn't mean it won't work. I just can't add any value to it. There's a whole lot of ways that people are doing Melaleuca that's different than how I do it. And that's the reason I bring some of you guys on to talk, or bring, you know, the different leaders on to talk, or, you know, anytime there's, like the other day, Jefferson Green, all of a sudden I found, in fact, I thought it was Kevin. I thought it was Kevin's call because he shot the info to me and it didn't say who was coaching. So I was like, hey, Kevin Merriweather's doing, and it turned out that it was Jefferson Green. Well, Jefferson's made like almost $4 million in his first 24 months. You know, dude, he knows what he's doing, right? And so we can always glean from that. Like even tonight, the script that I gave you guys, the, you know, point number 2, the conversation, that's a conversation that you should test market. Test it and track it and see if it works for you. You know, adjust the verbiage. But you remember the biggest 2 components. I sandwiched the conversation between 2 very important things. Number 1, rapport and respect with the prospect. That was the top piece of bread. And the bottom piece of the bread was your posture. So if you've got good posture and you've got somebody you've got a good relationship with, then the conversation in the middle, there's a whole lot of different ways that you can go. This just happens to be one that I know for a fact that I got from a leader in the industry that's probably made well over $10 million. And she's a pretty amazing coach. So, but there are other great scripts. So yeah, William, you know, none of us knows it all. And the more questions you guys ask, the more we can pull out and get answers to. Any other questions? Yeah, Tiffany.
How do you get potential customers to stick with their scheduled follow-up? For example, I might have 5 people that is scheduled to speak with me tonight, and then tonight come and we don't follow up because I don't know, the cat is missing. I don't know, they out playing volleyball. Just different stuff. And I know people have life. I know people have children. I know activities and all that stuff. But I'm having personally the problem with people keeping up with their scheduled follow-ups.
Okay.
So
just so you know, you're not alone. How many of you have ever had prospects stand you up because their cat was playing volleyball? All of us. So let's do this for a minute, Tiffany. I want you to role play with me, okay? I'm going to pin your video so everybody can see you up close. Cool. So let's role play a little bit. Now, are we talking about is this in the after they've seen the overview, or with you trying to get with them to share the overview?
This is me trying to get with them to share the overview.
Okay, so you set an appointment to get together. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to prospect you, okay?
Okay.
But let me ask you a question first. Are you sending them I want to make sure I'm doing a real world context for you because different people do the front end differently. Are you
Mm-hmm.
shooting them a 2-minute teaser video of any kind?
Yes.
You are. And so
Yes.
you're trying to get an appointment with them after that 2-minute video?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm going to use the 2-minute video, then here's how I'm going to do it. Ready? Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tiffany, what's going on, girl?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. How's your day going?
It's going, just work.
I hear you. That's awesome. Hey, listen, something just came across my desk here recently and I'm really pumped about, and it made me think of you. I want to share it with you. Do you got 2 minutes real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have 2 minutes like right now?
Yeah.
You sure?
Well, I'm supposed to be playing volleyball with my cat.
Okay, you can play volleyball. When will you be back from playing volleyball with your cat?
In about an hour.
In about an hour? Okay, so it's 9:54 right now. Or are we talking like 10:54 or like 11 o'clock? What are you thinking?
Let's shoot for 11 o'clock.
Okay, tell you what, I'm going to call you back at 11.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
All right.
I'm not going to give you that 2-minute video. I'm not going to give you that 2-minute video until you're ready to watch it. I'm not going to give you the 2-minute video till I know you're going to watch it right now. I'm not going to give you the overview till I know you're going to watch it right now. And when it comes time for you to shop, I'm not going to give you your shopping link until I know you're ready to shop right now.
Okay, so that's my problem. I'm putting the carriage in front of the horse.
And this is very common, by the way. It's not just you. It happens all the time. We trust that people are going to be good to their word. And what we have found out is that all of our friends and our family members and even our good God-loving church-going people are absolute liars. They lie to us all the time. Hey, you going to call me back? Yeah, girl, I'm going to hit you back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling her back. They don't. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you back at 11 and you answer the phone. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tiff.
Hey.
Hey, did your cat spike one on you?
No, not really.
Well, hey, how was volleyball? Did you have a good time?
I did. Hey,
you got 2 minutes right now?
I do now.
Okay, cool. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot you a 2-minute video. I want you to check it out right now. Would you rather me like what's the best way for me to give it to you? Text it to you? Facebook Messenger?
Text it to me.
Okay, I'm going to text it to you right now. And when I do, I want you to hit play.
Okay.
And I'm just going to stay right here, okay? Now,
okay.
When I do this, it's probably going to cut me off or disconnect me. I don't even address that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to act like I'm staying right here.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to watch the video, and then guess what's going to happen?
Then you're going to call me back, or I'm going to call you back.
We're going to talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the psychology is saying. Whether I get disconnected or whatever, I have planted it in your mind. You're watching a 2-minute video, and then we're talking. Conversation's not done. So, all right, hey, hold on. I'm gonna click it right now. Let me know when you get it.
Got it.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and hit play real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to hang tight right here. Go ahead and watch that.
Got it.
All right. Now, let's say that we didn't get disconnected and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'll be like, awesome, man. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it was.
What did you like best?
Pretty much everything. I'm trying to convert to chemical-free living, so this is just a perfect stepping stone.
That's really awesome. Yeah, you know what, man? My wife and I, we converted 14 months ago, and man, we've just fallen in love with the products. It's a cool online shopping club at the wellness store at melaleuca.com. So we just thought of you and wanted to share it with you. Would you be open to some more info?
Yes, of course.
Okay, awesome. Do you have like some more time tonight, or are you getting ready to go to bed or whatever?
I'm getting ready to go to bed now.
All right, cool. When do you have some time tomorrow that we could carve out?
Sometime tomorrow evening after work.
What works best for you tomorrow night?
Maybe between 7 and 8.
Which one, 7 or 8?
7.
7 o'clock. Are you gonna be playing volleyball with your cat again? Or?
No.
All right. 7. Listen, I tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my calendar and my phone and put it down because I know you're busy and I am too, and we'll forget. If you don't mind, pull up. Just put me on speakerphone real quick and put me in your calendar for tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Done.
Got it in there? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got you in mind too, and I got a notification here. I'm gonna call you at 7. All right.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Now, do you see the difference
Yeah.
between what you're doing and what it means to really set an appointment.
Yeah.
And one of the common problems in network marketing is that I'm going to get real with all you guys, okay? I'm going to get real with you guys. I'm going to come back to speaker view. Let me get real with you guys and tell you that most of you don't really run this business like a business. You really run it like a hobby. Now, I'm not saying that you don't believe in it, and I'm not saying that you don't think it's great, but the way that you actively pursue it is not like a business. Because I promise you, if you were all insurance salespeople and you were selling insurance policies and you were going to set an appointment with somebody, how many of you would have 7 o'clock appointment set in your day timer or in your calendar on your phone? Yep. And you guys aren't treating it that way. You're not treating it like a business. Here's the thing. If you'll treat it like a business, this is what's killer. You can work it 5 or 8 or 10 or 12 hours a week. See, when I say work it like a business, some of y'all think, well, I don't have 40 hours a week. That's not what I'm talking about. If you have 2 hours, by George, work those 2 hours like a business professional, man. Like, do it like a professional would. Set the appointment, book it, write it down. Now, here's the other here's the other component. Guess who else is not treating our industry like a business?
The customer.
That's right. That prospect. There are some reasons for that. I think the number one reason is they don't believe what we do is a valid business because of other people before us who have done the business and treated it like rookies. Because the masses have not treated it professionally, what we've done through the years is we've raised up an entire culture in America that does not validate what we do as being professional. But do you blame them? If we haven't treated it professionally, how can we expect them to think of it professionally? So the reason why my Tuesday night team talks with the Freedom Force are very different than what we get on other regular like team calls. Now that stuff that's handled on regular team calls is important. It's necessary. But I affirmed within my heart when I started these Tuesday night team talks that it was going to be with the intent and purpose of raising the caliber of our team to a professional caliber. If you're only going to work this business 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 8 hours a week, I want you getting the best results that you can possibly get. Does that make sense to you guys? I want you to get the best results for yourself and for your family. And so if you, let's say that you say, I'm going to work 10 hours a week, but you're kind of haphazardly setting these kind of sort of appointments, which you're not alone, Tiffany, it's almost everybody. If you're doing it that way, then you're constantly chasing people that are not there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so you've put all of this time on the front end to just constantly be chasing people. And that gets, I mean, how many of y'all get tired of that, man? Like, I get sick of that. That's laborious. So you've got to set the appointments. You know, tonight, Robert and I were supposed to have an appointment with the guy. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize I was going to be as busy as I was and I had this other thing. And Robert said, what should I do? I said, well, what you need to do is you need to let him know, hey, dude, we kind of had an appointment set. This guy kind of works by calendar. You know, it can be tough to get his time. So if you don't mind, can we at least keep the appointment for a few minutes? Let's like maybe get at least 5 minutes of value, you know, out of this. And you know what the guy did? He stepped out of what he was doing. He got on the phone because Robert stepped up and he led like a professional. He did what he needed to do to get it done. And so if you guys, and again, it goes back to the posture thing. What did I say a while ago? Posture does not mean ego. That's not what it means. It means a calm, cool, collected confidence. It doesn't mean ego. I would never have asked Robert to ego up on the guy, to bow up on him, or like, well, this guy is very important and you need to respect his time. No, I'm just trying to get the guy to learn to be respectable of any human being's time. How many of you, your time is valuable to you? I don't care if you make $1 million a year or $10,000 a year, you deserve to be respected. And your time deserves to be respected. But guess what? If you don't respect your time by being the conduit with the way you guide the conversation and the flow of things, how in the world are you going to get other people to ever respect your time?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you got some value out of that? Massive question. Very good question, Tiffany. And what I've taught you should be a paradigm. You need to apply that across the board in every piece of the funnel. Somebody gets all the way through. They see the full presentation. What'd you like best about what you saw? Are you a 1, 2, or 3? They say, I'm a 3. I'm ready to build this business. Let's go. And I say, cool. I'm gonna shoot you your shopping link. And they're like, all right, cool. Send it over. I'll fill that thing out. Later on when I get home. We about to fill that thing out right now, girlfriend. Is what's about to happen. That's going down like right now. So something like that goes, and I'm gonna be, hey Tiffany, I'll tell you what, that actually doesn't work for me, because I've got some other stuff going on then. While we're here right now, why don't we go ahead and get that done? And if you tell me, well, I can't right now, I got to go, then I'm going to do this. Watch this. If you can see me, it's even better. But even if it's on the phone, I'm going to make little mouth sounds. I'm going to go, okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off, and I'm actually not going to generate that link for you until I know that you're absolutely ready, and we can walk through that another time. But if you don't mind, because I know that you're busy and I am too, let's just, before you go, grab your phone and pull up your calendar. When do you have time for us to walk through it together tomorrow? Is there a time of day that works best for you? Lunchtime?
Yeah.
What time do you take lunch? 12 o'clock? Should I call you right at 12, or do you need time to eat a biscuit first? All right. How long does it take you to eat a biscuit, Tiffany? 8 minutes, 18 minutes, 28, 37? Should I call you at 12:30, 12:40? What time? 12:30? All right, awesome. I'm going to put it in my calendar, 12:30. You go ahead and put it in yours. Is that cool? All right, I'm going to set a reminder. Boom. I'll talk to you tomorrow at 12:30. Super excited. Can't wait to see you then. All right, hon, you have a good evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Get them on out of there. But you get that appointment set. Do you guys see the difference? Some of us are handling it way too loosey-goosey, and that's what people just like, they're just like water through our fingers, man. They just drip it right on out, because they're going to go home, and they're going to walk in the door, and you know what Bay's going to say? You didn't give him your credit card, did you? What's going to happen? And all of a sudden, all that excitement that was there, whoever it was, husband or wife, it doesn't matter, because it happens both ways. It ain't always the husband. Sometimes it's the wife that's the dream crusher on the husband that's trying to be a dream builder. It goes both ways. All of a sudden, ice cold water right on all of that excitement. Done. You guys know what happens. So you've got to find the best ways that you can to always be getting those advantages. And whenever it comes time to finally generate that shopping link, you're with them all the way through the process. And you're having to use little crumbs, little breadcrumb trails, preambling where you're taking them. So whenever you set up the link and you're saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and set up your account together right now. Oh, that's okay, Nate. I know how to do it. Tiffany, I know you know how to do it. You're a smarter girl than I am, Guy. We both know that that's true. But Melaleuca told me to stay on here with you. And by the way, I need to, because in a minute, I'm going to show you the best deals you'll ever get the entire time that you're with Melaleuca. So I'm just going to hang out here and file my nails while you set up your account. Let me know when you got a question. You feel the posture? I'm just taking authority. Just taking authority, you guys. You're going to go through, and then you're going to get to the question number 1. Blah, 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 blah. Let me know if you hit another little snag. I'm just quiet. And I just walk them through. And then when they're finally done, they say, okay, I'm done. Great. Now I'm going to take you to the new customer savings packs. And I go to the new customer savings pack, and the only one I edify is the home conversion pack. It's the only one I edify. I don't edify any of the other packs. I edify the top package, $2.99, baby. That's the one. If they don't want to spend $2.99, I'm not going to put a gun to their head. Come on. Nobody's saying they got to do it, but that ain't going to keep me from talking about it, right? People ain't got to accept Jesus neither. That ain't going to keep me from saying something about him. They do what they want. Same thing here. I'm talking about the $2.99. They can make the decision. I edify the home conversion pack, tell them why it's the bomb.com, and they catch me out and say, but look at those 7 packs and see which one might be a fit for you. Closed mouth. and I walk them all the way through the shopping cart. And if they try to get off the phone, okay, I can take it from here. Nah, girl, it's okay. I'm going to stay right here with you, because as soon as you're done checking out, I got to show you how you're going to get $100 worth of free stuff. You see, I'm a little breadcrumb trail forward.
Mhm.
I'm casting the vision of what must happen next that demands that I stay on the phone. I'm telling you guys, every single one of you, listen to me carefully. If you're not focused, I want you to get focused with me for the next couple of minutes before we go. There is not a single one of you on this Zoom tonight that cannot do this. There's not a single one of you that cannot master these steps. When I had no circle of influence, I could have said, well, nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I'm going out and eat worms. Or I could say, hey, you know what? I need a bigger circle of influence. I think I'll go meet some people. I could say, oh, I don't have the skill, so I must not be cut out for this. Wrong. I don't have the skill yet, but I have Nate Ridgway on my side that can help me to learn the skills. Ding, 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 ding. Right answer. Every one of you guys can do this. Every one of you can do this. Stop letting the enemy. Some of y'all literally let the devil come over to your brain, pull his little red britches down and poop files in your head. That's what some of you guys do. You let him put all this trash in your brain files, convincing you that you can't do it. And you absolutely can. Might it be tough? Sure. Might you have to learn some stuff? Absolutely. Might you have to repeat it over and over again? Yes, because repetition is the mother of skill. It might take some doing, but let me ask you the question. If you keep doing, here, let me get my notes. Are you satisfied with what you're doing right now? Are you happy with your situation? Will you end up where you want to be in 10 years if you continue on this trajectory? That's what you need to ask yourself. If nothing changes and you keep doing what you're doing right now, is it going to get you to the dream 10 years from now? And if the answer is yes, then by all means, get off this Zoom and go back to what you were doing. Carry on. These are not the droids you are looking for. But if you know that what you've been doing in life is not going to get you to where you want to be in your heart of hearts, deep down in your gut, if it's not going to get you there in 10 years, then my goodness, you've got to spend the next 10 years doing something. Why not spend the next 10 years mastering skills that will radically change your financial future from that point forward? And if you want to expedite it, instead of it taking 10, if you want it to take 7 or 5, or maybe just the next 24 to 36 months, then go harder, go faster, do more, talk to more people, more phone calls, more appointments, more books in your calendar, more coffee shops, more lunches, more Zooms. You got it? It's not that hard. You just got to decide what you want, how badly you want it, and how fast you want it. That's what you got to decide. A few years back, when I was like sick, I mean, I was sick of life, man. I didn't like life the way that it was. And I wanted it to be different. I wanted to call all the shots in my life. I'm not saying that I wanted to be God. That's not what I'm saying. So back down a little bit, judgmental folks. I'm not saying I was trying to play God. I just wanted, from a human perspective, I wanted to call all the shots in my life. I didn't want to have a job. I didn't want a career path. I didn't want my kids in the school system. My son and I were out at a coffee shop here about 4 weeks ago. And he said, Dad, we talk about doing some of this cool stuff and traveling all over the world and doing things like that. He said, but you know what the best thing that we have is? I said, what's that, son? He said, here it is in the middle of the day, and all the kids that I know are in school, and all the dads that I know are at work. You and me, we're sitting here in this coffee shop hanging out. See, that's what I wanted. That's what I fought for. That's what I played for. And now there's some other things that we're playing for as a family. There's bigger things that we want. But I'll tell you this, hallelujah, thine the glory. We got debt free and we got autonomous. That's pretty special, you guys. And I want it for each and every one of you. And if you want it for your family, I will be here with you unless the Lord comes back and beams me up, Scotty, or I get hit by a Mack truck, God forbid, something crazy happening. I'm going to be here in 10 years doing this. Some of y'all, 10 years from tonight, will be on the Tuesday night team talk. And some of you won't. And it breaks my heart a little bit because I know for those of you that aren't here, it's probably going to mean for most of you that you gave up on the dream, that you didn't believe in yourself enough to go the distance. If you don't believe in yourself enough to go the distance, get on the phone with me as quickly as you can. I will breathe life into you. I will pour into you. I will sow belief into you guys. And I'm telling you, I will love you up and make you know that you can. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you look like me, believe like me. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is you getting where it is that you want to go. And if I can be a part of that journey, I'm willing to do so. Tiffany, great question tonight. That's a great question. That really opened up, I think, a powerful lane that really puts a good exclamation point on the stuff we talked about tonight. All right, you guys are saturated. That's enough. I got more I could go. One of these nights I'm going to get on here and go for like 3 hours. And I'm just going to say, when you're tired, go to bed or fall asleep on screen if you want. That's cool too. Just fall asleep on screen and we'll have a cool little video of you over there. It'll be awesome.
I was going to say, you're just getting started, bro. Why are we quitting now?
I tell you what,
Call somebody.
I'll tell you what, it is not uncommon these days in the world that we live in of mentors who really, not all of them want to do this. A lot of people that are selling stuff on the internet want to get paid a lot of money and do a little bit. But the best mentors out there give away a whole lot for free because they really want to make the impact. So just know, if it ever went too long for you, you have the right to hang up at any time you want. This is America. It's a free country. I am not the Gestapo, and I do not demand your presence. I just love it when you're here with me.
I enjoy it.
Good. I'm glad. Love you guys. Be blessed. Have an awesome week. Hey, listen, man, killer start to the month. Boom. Like day 5, 20 brand new people already on board. We are crushing it. So incredible job. Big shout out to Team Oregon. You guys are just booming it up there. I love it. I love it.
We got folks signing up while the team talk's going on right now.
Hey, I love it. Good stuff. All right. Love you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you later. Good night, everybody.